What's going on, guys? Fun with Knives back again. Got a pretty random video for you today because I'm going to unbox all the contents of this very large box in front of you. This was just a random Blade HQ order I put in. I needed some stuff for my bug out bag. I got some just random stuff and I thought it would be a cool idea just to unbox it all in front of you. So let's get started. You can see that this thing doesn't even fit in the frame whatsoever. I've already opened it and looked at the contents, so we'll just kind of pull things out one at a time off camera here. So when I was going through my bug out bag, I definitely had chem lights, glow sticks, whatever, and they were all expired. So I got 3 of those. There's a blue one, here's an orange one, and there's a yellow one in there, I think somewhere else too. Now this right here is a sport utility blanket. I was looking at the shelter that I had in my bug out bag originally, and I realized I don't need that extensive shelter if this is going to be a getting from point A to point B kind of bag, and I figured this would keep me dry and hopefully reflect a little bit of heat. In fact, it says it reflects 95% of your body heat, and then it lists all the uses on there, and I think this was on sale. It was really cheap, so I thought that's a good couple of day shelter option. Here's one of the random things. Jens Onzo designed my favorite knife to date, the ZT-0220, and he also designed these carabiners. It's a steel carabiner, seatbelt cutter on there, a couple of hex tools down here, I think. Something cool to put on my kind of everyday carry backpack I take around to school and work. And I got the blue one. I think they come in black, and then the unfinished steel. So kind of a cool little item there. One thing I did not have was water purification tablets in my bug out bag. I have a live straw, plenty of ways to store water, but I thought, you know, if I lost my live straw, it's always nice to have a backup, and this is supposed to do really well with that, killing 99.99% of bacteria. Awesome. There's 20 of them in here, and I think each one does a liter of water, which is pretty crazy. It takes 4 hours for that to work, but a good bug out bag addition. Something for everyday carry or everyday wear. CRKT paracord bracelet. I like the desert tan of this one, and I do wear these most days just because it's kind of the... One of my subscribers commented and said it's the signifier of a everyday carry nut, which is pretty true. You see somebody have one of those on, you think, you know, they might be more prepared than the average dude. I got a new compass. This was on sale as well, glow in the dark. So we'll have to see how that works maybe in a later video. But most of this stuff, like I said, is going in my recently revamped bug out bag. Here's something else for shelter and sleeping. And this is the Endure Emergency Survival Bag. So essentially it's a foil sleeping bag. Going to reflect tons of body heat. This one's the orange and silver edition. So I'm basically going to wrap up in this and have that tarp overhead to keep me dry out of the elements, and hopefully that'll be enough to get me through the night if I have to bug out. Here's another bug out thing here. The DMT Mini Sharp. This is the coarse edition. I think I'm going to invest in a new bug out knife, and the one I'm looking at has a ballistic nylon sheath with the pouch. I think this will be a good addition to slide in there and hopefully keep my edge working sharp at least. So that was only like $9 too. That was a great deal. You guys have seen these, I'm sure, all over Instagram. The Knife Life flight tag from Blade HQ. Move this up so you can see it. Pretty cool. I thought that'd be a good identifier to put on my bag that I'm a knife junkie. Maybe I don't want people to know that, who knows. Here is another fire starting option. The UST wet fire starter. There's 5 of them in there. I'm sure they're just oiled cotton or something like that, but that'll help me light a fire if I'm really having trouble with, you know, a ferro rod like this Schrade one I just got. Take this out maybe. I don't want to unpack everything in front of you and make this video super long. Just got a random order from Blade HQ, but there you go, striker with it. That's going to go also in my new bug out bag knife whenever I invest in that purchase. Another fire thing here, live fire cutlery lover. Just did a video on this, and he said it works pretty well. He did a little demo, lit a fire with it. It is reusable. It's essentially one of those wet fire tinders laid flat inside of this, and you can control the flame, the top slides. Check out his video, it's pretty cool. Here's that yellow glow stick I was talking about. What else have we got in here? Just a couple more things now. Got another DMT coarse sharpener for my my little kit that I recently got. The stones go fairly quick, but I have been sharpening a lot of knives now that I have a decent sharpener. Something pretty cool, that actually the only sharp thing in this entire box from a knife store was this Tops Survival Saw. This is a whopping $4, red coated mystery steel here. It's a folding little pocket saw, and this thing weighs next to nothing with a Kydex handle, and I think this is going to be a great bug out bag addition to, you know, keep the weight down. If I really had to saw through something, I don't know what that something would be, but at least I have something fully serrated in my pack. Blade HQ sticker, like 75 cents. Gotta rep the store I buy from most. And then a 10 pack of, this is 4.7s CR123A batteries, because I recently put my Streamlight flashlight in my bug out bag. It's gonna be my dedicated Apocalypse flashlight, so I want to make sure I have tons of batteries for that. It's really bright, it's got the strobe function. I needed to do a review on it. But that's it, guys. Just like I said, a random assortment of some gear that I've been looking into, that I've been really needing for my bug out bag, and just some accessories for my everyday carry. So thanks for watching, and remember, have fun with your knives.